YouTube, and welcome to tonight's game of the Horns of Cerunnos. This one is called Striking the Balance, and it is episode 7, I believe. So, the last time that we played, the players discovered that in the castle that they are freeing, imprisoned in ice, is Ymri, the frost giant god, and king of the giants. So, they had a brief conversation with him, and they also encountered a Kaldalfr, some sort of powerful mage called Ulfric. And he told the party that he has been here making sure that Ymri doesn't escape, and made an offer that he and his companions would teleport Ymir and the 2 bodyguards with him, encased in ice, into the tundra so that he never escapes. So, begrudgingly, they agreed, and there are Kaldalfr allies on the way to help complete this ritual, but the party are kind of unsure as to what to actually do. So, I'll get my players to introduce themselves. We will start on my left with Dan, please.
Hi, my name is Dan. Today I'll be once again playing Aragast the Wall, and I guess I'm here just hoping not to get struck out by the balance. And yeah, I'm a big frost giant, eldritch knight / Viking, Halbjodin, and we'll see how this goes.
Alrighty. Next we got Chris.
All right, I'm Chris. I run the website dropdice.com. I'll be playing Cirque Bastardborn, a Oath of Vengeance paladin to Odin, who is questioning his beliefs and considering freeing Ymir, the god of frost giants.
Very nice. Then we've got Aswelder.
I'm Ian. I run the YouTube channel Fantastic Dimensions. I am playing Oswalder, the Skald of the North. And yeah, some of my best friends are giants, it seems, nowadays, so fuck the elves.
Alright, Whitey?
Hey everyone, Whitey here. I'll be playing Tostig Sigmarsen, the Huskell champion. And tonight, I'm just going to see how things fall, because I have thoughts for both camps.
Okay, and Ryan.
Alright, hey, I'm Ryan from Nerdarchy, and I'll be playing Nock Rune Thief, a human diviner who also happens to be a midget, or wee folk. So, I'll see if the party totally fucks things up tonight, and be around for the ride.
Alright, so what do you guys think you did after you encountered Ulfric and you said you'd wait for his friends to arrive?
Well, I consulted the runes, and I communicated as such that to the party that the fates decree that this is the better option to go.
I spoke briefly with Ymir before suggesting perhaps we check out this third path and see what the other hall might behold.
Agreed.
I took a piss, had something to eat, something to drink, and I think we all probably got a night's sleep in somewhere.
Yeah. Alright, well, if you wanted to explore that other part of the castle, you can do that while you wait for the Kaldalfr to arrive. What do you guys think? Or do you want to just simply wait for them to get here? What are you doing with the Bloodclaws? Where have you stationed them, kind of?
Weren't they still at the entrance or down in the hall of the castle?
They're at the entrance now, yeah.
We could have them patrol.
Yeah, they could alert us if they see anything of any significance.
We should
Do you
probably
think we should warn them that there's a group of elves on the way?
Yeah.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Do you want to keep them at the front?
Makes sense for now. Probably
We would use
tell
them
also not to attack the elves unless
ordered to do so.
You know, if they're provoked, they're attacked or something. You know.
Yeah. We could have them like stationed. There's like 8 of them, right?
Yes.
So we could have them stationed at various locations, like patrols of 2, that like basically they're more so to alert others first before they engage, and then we just have them like kind of guarding perimeters or things. So that's the game plan. But we should explore passages undelved.
And when I see Nock exploring the runes at some point, I'll probably want to test out a couple things, kind of between the room with the magic runes that's kind of anti-magic versus the areas beyond it.
Mm-hmm.
So since I have my soul-bound weapon, I'll probably want to do a couple tests, like see if my weapon's laying in the room, if I can recall it to outside the room, or if I'm inside the room, recall it to me from outside the room, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Just to kind of see how the magic affects it.
So when you're in the room, you can't call it to you. But if you're out of the room, you can if it's in the room.
Okay.
Basically, whenever you're in the room, no magic of any kind works. You actually feel a disconnect. You can usually feel the magic within you, but as soon as you enter that room, it's just gone. Your whole connection to magic is gone.
I like your course of thought, Aragast, and then I'll try some spells like a firebolt from outside of the room and see if it dissipates the magic or if the firebolt remains intact when I shoot it.
Yeah, it dissipates as if it hits some sort of invisible shield or something. As soon as it crosses the threshold into that room, it fizzles.
Interesting.
And you notice as well that those of you who have magical weapons and stuff, they just become mundane as soon as you walk into that room.
Well.
And I'll send my familiar Grimfeather kind of up into the rafters of that room just to kind of keep an eye out, see if anything happens if we continue exploring. And I'll basically give him the command that if something goes down, either communicate it to me, or if I'm too far away, just come to my side.
Okay, sure. So you guys set off then down into the lower part of the castle, I guess, right? That's the plan.
Sounds like a game plan.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, we're going to go upstairs first.
Upstairs or downstairs?
Onwards and upwards. Prosum Sorsum.
Yeah,
I'm good
I'll
for
put
going
Firefly
up.
first.
I get the feeling the downstairs is pretty expansive.
Yeah,
Although
you would
I
imagine
heard
that downstairs is much bigger than upstairs. Downstairs would continue downwards anyway. The castle's built on the top of a mountain, so you've pretty much scratched the surface, kind of.
All right, up we go.
All right, so it's again difficult getting up these stairs because they're made for 30-foot tall giants. So the stairs are probably like 7 or 8 feet tall per step. So it's definitely difficult for Nock, who is 3 feet tall.
Yeah. So can I try creative usage of Tensor's floating disc?
Sure.
An escalator. That's probably what I'll do. So.
Yeah, that's probably what you have to do.
Because this is bullshit. F that.
Yeah, the rest of you can climb, but it's less stressful for the half giants, but it's definitely still tiring. Okay, so
Yeah, climb.
let's see here.
Oh yeah, claim the castle. It'll be great. Yeah, sure.
So, Nock, you said that freeing the giant was trouble. What have you gleaned from the runes? Will we be able to make use of them in any way?
Well, have I made anything useful of the runes? Sort of from studying them at times. Just that they're powerful and there's like occult magic, right? That's the main thing that's been discerned.
Are the runes in the room? Yeah, there's a bunch of them, like runes of binding, runes of kind of nullifying magic and stuff like that, which seems bizarre because how can magical runes nullify magic? But it works somehow. It's definitely human magic as well.
Yeah. Well, to those of you that can wield a sword, it's it's worthwhile. To me, I'm useless inside of that room and would rather stay out of it.
So getting to the top of these stairs, you
He's useless inside that room. Yeah.
yeah, just that room.
Just inside.
The top floor, which is what you've gotten to, it's basically just a long corridor and there's a couple of doors. It's very dark and no light source up here, and no windows that you can see.
No monsters of treasure?
Well, you haven't gone in the doors yet.
Okay.
Is there anything special about the doors? Any markings?
No. Just seem to be. I mean, they're giant, but other than that, no.
I'll proceed forward. Shield raised, spear ahead of me, just kind of trying to see if anything catches my eye.
All right. So the first room that you come to, you can push the door open without much issue, and
Yeah, push the dwarf in and say knock knock.
it is empty of people, at least, but it's kind of a circular room. There's a desk made of some kind of bone or ivory, but it's sized for like a person, not a giant. So it looks kind of ridiculous. It looks like doll furniture in this room. There's a bunch of notes and letters and scrolls on it. There's shelves that are filled with scrolls and 4 different books. Yeah, and a bunch of notes on the desk.
Well, I know where I'll be spending my time until the Kaldalfr return. So, see, this is interesting here, gentlemen, if I can apply the term. The magic that binds Ymri is of human make. It's kind of funny that an arcane laboratory of human size would also be here upon this layer. So I feel like if we're going to find anything of import, it'll probably be in this room.
I also find it of interest, if the magic that holds him is of human nature, why does this elf, why is he the one to secure him here? If the human gods sealed him, and it's human magic that's holding him, then why is there an elf here claiming to keep him at bay?
Because the elves probably murdered the original master of the castle who created the magic.
That is one possible explanation, but also, too, humans aren't nearly as long-lived as the Kaldalfr. So, if someone were to be a jailer for any span of time, it would not be a human for long. Just a thought. I start, kind of thumbing through the scrolls and the books and this and that, and kind of seeing what of interest I can find.
So there's a treasure trove of magical scrolls here.
Oh shit!
Absolutely tons.
Wow.
What languages do you speak?
Moi, I don't have a ton of languages, but I have Common, Draconic, and Celestial.
Okay. So 3 of the books are legible to you, but they all, the 3 that you read deal with abjuration, divining, and conjuration. So there are books on that. Some of the notes, the first one that you find says, dangerous, creatures come through, more wards. And another one says, dead Jotun ransacked my lab, wards in place, he won't again. Looking through the place, you find just an absolute ton of scrolls, magical scrolls that have been prepared. So, you want to write these down, I guess. You've got Animate Dead.
Oh shit.
Nice.
Dimension Door. Alarm. Comprehend Languages. Find Familiar. Identify.
Write these down.
Bow, Ice Knife.
Okay, what was after Animate Dead?
Dimension Door.
I'm writing them down.
Okay. How far did you get?
All right, so I got Animate Dead,
Door.
Dimension Door, Alarm, Comprehend Languages, Identify, Ice Knife, Find Familiar.
Yeah. Hold Person.
Okay.
Bestow Curse. Counterspell. Fireball. Fly. Gaseous Form. Haste. Vampiric Touch. Evard's Black Tentacles. Stone Skin, and Vitriolic Sphere.
Holy fucking shit.
I just can't write fast enough. Yeah, I'm trying. It's just like,
Okay, I'm going to put them in the chat.
Okay, if you can copy paste.
Yeah. So yeah, you find shockingly large amounts of magical scrolls. they're all written in Draconic, and they're extremely fine quality, very, very clear and very well kind of laid out. Definitely not sort of hastily scrawled or anything like that.
Well, this was a nice find.
There's a couple of drawers in the desk, but they seem to be locked. You're unable to open them.
Really? Can I smash them open?
You could try.
Want me to open that drawer for you, Knock?
I've got a hand axe here.
Be my guest.
I'll
Go
out
ahead,
one of the
Asvelder.
drawers with the hand axe.
Okay, go ahead.
I stand well back because I know a wizard's likely to ward such things.
Yep.
So, just give me like a strength check.
Okay. Yeah, that's not great. Let's see, what's my strength? That's a 10.
Okay, yeah. So you're kind of playing, but it's some sort of like very tough bone, almost marble-like bone, and it doesn't seem to budge.
It's impossible.
I tried and did even worse.
I told you.
It's impossible. It can't be done. Can
Are you looking at me? You want me to have a go?
are you all in the room, or did anyone stay in the hallway?
I was standing in the doorway just in case something happened.
Okay, give me a perception check, please.
Yeah.
So you notice something happening.
Yeah.
Can I read those scrolls? I don't speak Draconic. But I am a bard. I am
You're a bard, so maybe.
Caster, I don't know.
Okay, so 16 plus whatever
Okay, yeah.
my brush.
Oh, yeah. So you see about 60 foot down the corridor, you see a bunch of shapes moving around slowly, kind of just walking back and forth.
Hmm.
Not coming towards you, though.
Looks like we've got some company down there, gentlemen. There's
What
not
kind of company?
shapes from this distance, I can't make them out. I'll go down and have a look here.
Go take care of those elves for us.
Wait. I'll go back him up. I don't want him running off down the hall by himself.
Okay. So walking down, you eventually see. Oh, it's dark though. Do you have a torch?
How did he see the shapes in the first place?
You can see outlines.
Well,
What are you guys looking at torch?
hold on a second. What are you carrying? Do you have a shield or something?
Yeah.
I'll cast light on his shield.
Look on the top right, top left of me. Oh boy.
Cool.
Sorry, I can't see it.
Okay.
I
It's
cast the light
lovely.
anyway.
It's a nice bright yellow and red double dragon motif on it. It's completely bright and shiny compared to the drab, dour countenance of Tostig himself. So it just sets him apart.
Well, now it's glowing with arcane light as well, so...
Wow, sweet.
So you see these shapes then, and with a bit of light, you'll notice that they look to be like acolytes. They're all kind of wearing tattered robes and stuff, and they're just kind of walking around. And you see that their eyes are kind of dead, and a lot of them are like either missing body parts or are rotting.
They're not zombies.
Shall we just leave him, seeing as just wandering around then? Asfaldo? Or do you want to have some fun?
Well, we'll have to deal with them when we leave anyway, won't we? Or are they just out the other end of the hall, by the other door?
Yeah, they're pretty much between you and the next door.
We'll have to deal with them eventually. Suppose we should wait until we have everyone else with us.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go back to the room then.
Okay. What about this drawer? Are you going to leave it?
I have a vision of sort of a rattling bone box that opens, and so remembering this vision, I go up to the drawer, I just jiggle it a certain way, and I rolled an 18.
Okay. Yeah, with that vision has given you the way to open this. However, you didn't see in your vision. You didn't really see the fact that there seems to be some sort of trap attached. So I'm going to need you to make a dexterity save.
Ah, nice. Well,
Maybe he's not completely useless.
Yeah.
all right, that's a 15.
Oh, okay. No. So. Roll some dice. So you're going to take 18 points of acid damage.
All right. Ow.
You open this thing and just immediately this wave acid just smashes up into you. But after that clears and the pain resides a little bit, you do see
knowledge is pain. All right, I will inspect the ring that my skin is bubbled and blistered for.
All right, so it's got a design on it. It looks like a signet ring, but it's definitely giving off a magical vibe.
All right. What's the rules for figuring out magic items? Is it a short rest that you would be able to do that in basically with an arcana?
Yeah, or identify.
Yeah. Well, no need to burn the scroll right now. If we take a short rest, because I'm going to want to take one to heal up that damage, I'll do that.
Okay, sure. We'll do that later.
Okay.
All right, so outside we've got these mage zombies. You can see that there are doors beyond them. 2 more.
So how many of them are there? They probably bring report of it.
There's probably about 20 of them.
And what kind of formation are they standing in?
They're just kind of like shambling around with like probably like a 30-foot area in this corridor. The corridor is probably about 30 feet across. So they're just kind of shambling in this area, kind of walking around in circles and stuff.
Okay. So these should probably have to get dealt with at some point in time. I think this is a good instance for I'll do like ducks in a shooting gallery, where drop a fireball sort of when the most are going to kind of cross paths, because it seems like they're probably like shambling in a circle or whatever. I'll do that.
Okay.
So it's a dex save of a 15 for them.
18 on the die. Okay, so they take half, but I'm sure they're still going to get murdered.
Yeah, let's see. I figure this is the best way.
8d6, right?
8d6, thanks. I was looking it up. Oh, that's d8. Let me not do that. Alright, let's... Okay, so that's a crap roll. 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 24.
Alright, so you throw this fireball at the unsuspecting zombies, and they just... It's like a woof, and they all just go up in flame, and they all fall shambling to the ground.
Alright, that's the easy way to do things.
Well, that was decidedly useful.
Impressive. You'll have to teach me that one sometime.
I thought your kind feared the fire.
Nice.
Maybe some do, but not I.
So now
Oh, I fear acid, I can tell you that for a shorty.
we have to traverse a fire now.
No, it's done.
Zombie fire. No.
Well, we didn't start the zombie fire. It's been burning on and on since the world's been turning.
Jesus Christ. So after this explosion, you see a head pop out of a door. This sort of pale Kaldalfr head pops his head out. Huh? Oh, and he pops back in and closes the door behind him.
I'll rush to the door.
More of them. Follow.
And as opposed to just trying to break the door in, I'll actually just knock with a heavy hand on the door.
Who is it? Are you servants of the master?
Perhaps.
You got a brief look at this guy's face. He's definitely young. He's like a teenager.
Who do you serve?
Well, I mean, you would know that if you came from him.
Anybody remember the name of the Kaldalfr down?
Ulrich.
Olimar? Ulrich? Yeah, Ulrich sounds about right.
Ulrich, yes.
Was it Reinwald?
God damn it.
No? What? No. I'm not letting you in. You don't know the master. I'll be in trouble. He'll tear my fingernails off.
I'm gonna try to smash the fucking door open then.
Ymir will soon be free. We need your aid in keeping him secure.
Wait, are you a servant of Ulfric, perhaps?
Yeah.
So we have made alliance with him, as it would happen. We were helping him to keep the Ymir imprisoned for longer.
Okay. Sure.
We do not serve the master. We have alliance with your master.
So open the fucking door, please.
You bastard.
Alright. Well, I don't want any trouble. I'm just studying here.
What was the happenstance with the undead creatures here?
But that's practice for me.
Huh.
I'll have to raise them all again now.
Necromancer, we gotta kill him.
I'm gonna have to raise them all again. The master's gonna be quite upset.
Are you perhaps practicing the ritual that would help us keep Ymir maintained?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm studying the stuff that the humans left here.
Excellent.
So
I'm gonna open the door, but I don't want to have to fight. So, just can we be cool?
Yeah, dude.
That's up to you.
Okay. I don't have to have any trouble here. All right. He opens the door. And it's just like another little study kind of. There's like a comfy-looking bed, a big sort of wardrobe thing, and a desk.
Start looking around.
He's standing there like he's definitely young. He's got like kind of shabby, not so impressive robes with leather underneath. You can see some of the leather armor that he's wearing, and he definitely looks nervous and unsure of himself.
I'll push my way into the room.
I'll say to Tostig, kind of, undertones, whispering to him. The wizard didn't tell us anything about any apprentices in this castle. And the boy looks too young to be of any use. I still think we should kill him.
Mm.
You know, the problem with young Kaldalfr is they grow up to be adult Kaldalfr.
Yeah. I don't entirely agree with you. No. I think we'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
So you're here to help with Ymir? Help with the ritual?
Yes.
Yes, he sent us up here as he fears the runes that hold him might be fading. We were supposed to come up here and consult you as he has left.
Oh. You see him kind of puff his chest out a little bit, like he's pleased to be included. Oh, well, yes, well, I have discovered some things.
Oh, do tell. What things have you made mark of?
Hurry up, son. This is urgent matters.
Well, about the runes, the humans made, and they were assisted by their false gods. No offense. And he puts his hands up. Yeah, they're reversible, certainly. You just need the right ritual, and Well, I mean, the master is working on that, and his companions are on the way to help.
Reversible, he said.
Wait,
Yes.
he's working to reverse the runes, but the runes are helping seal Ymir.
Yes, well, they can't complete the ritual if the runes are stopping all magic.
What about rebuilding these runes once he's been moved?
Oh, that won't be a problem for the master and his cabal.
So I see you you animate the dead. Is that your specialty of study, or do you embark on other arcane matters?
Well, yeah, that would be my main field of study. You seem to be a practitioner of the arts.
I dabble a little. I find the runes. I seek them. They give me visions.
Hmm. Runes, how quaint.
Well, at least I don't go digging in the dirt with the dead.
I do not go
No,
digging
no,
in
no
the dirt with the
offense.
dead. I exert my force over the dead and command them to act as I deem fit.
Yeah,
You guys,
but
you guys sure I can't just kill him now?
Yeah, he's not very pleasant, really, is he?
well, if you went around killing everyone that you found unpleasant, there wouldn't be very many people left in the world now, would there?
Yeah, it's true. You certainly wouldn't be here.
He says, "I don't want no trouble. I mean, I'm just here working with the master. I thought you were allies.
Yeah.
He'll be quite displeased if you kill me."
Well, that would be a tragedy.
Well, I wouldn't try and make the master angry if I were you.
What was your name, boy?
I didn't give you my name.
Like I said, what was your name?
I'm not sure I want to tell you that.
Are there a bunch of scrolls and stuff in here too?
There are some.
There are.
books and
I'll
stuff.
start flipping through some, looking at them, see if any of them are any good.
Yeah, there's a couple of books on necromancy about kind of the basics of raising the dead and how to
Yeah,
prepare.
throw those on the floor.
Yeah, that's most of the stuff in here. There's a couple of scrolls. They're all necromancy spells. Vampire code.
Fucking useless. I'm just tossing them over my shoulder as I read them and realize it's all necromancy shit.
What are you doing? It's valuable. Stop it.
It's garbage.
And I put a hand on his shoulder, trying to grab his attention back to me.
Yeah, so he looks up at you nervously.
What is your name, or would you prefer I just call you Elf?
Yes, Elf will do fine.
And I kind of put a little more weight in my hand, kind of pushing him down a little bit. As I kind of push, I'm like, Elf, this ritual you are to perform, what is to keep? Why should we trust you? What is to keep us safe from Ymir once those runes are down? What is to stop him from simply breaking the holds?
He's encased in ice.
And you think that would stop a frost giant god?
Well, the masters think so.
Well, it's think, so that means it's just a theory. It'll be interesting to see how things actually play out.
And I scoff and spit.
Give me a perception.
Don't
check
choke on
that.
that spit.
Me?
Yeah, please.
Okay. That would be a 15.
Okay. So at the very last second, you realize that he is whispering to himself. And for a second, his eyes kind of roll back in his head, and then he goes back to talking to you. Says, "Look, I mean, the master, he knows these things. I just serve him. I just study here."
And with him, his eyes kind of rolling back in his head, I notice this. And my hand already on his shoulder, I'll just squeeze. And I'll be like, what was that? And I'll be like, you saw that, didn't you? Kind of calling attention to the rest of the party.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But I wasn't paying attention, huh?
Just there, while he was talking, he went into some sort of trance.
I might have had a chance of noticing it too. I mean, I'm probably standing kind of in front of him.
Yeah, you might have gotten a feeling of magic from the... He cast a spell anyway.
Can I Arcana to give a sense of what he was doing?
Sure.
Alright, cool. Let's see. Alright, my modifiers are terrible. Alright, so that's only going to be a 14.
Alright, so it's a really low level spell. He sent a message.
Hmm. He was messaging, but I do not know the contents of which he was trying to say. And to whom? Probably his master.
Surely he was texting his master.
Surely.
Look, I don't want any trouble, but I feel like you're going to hurt me, so I had to call the master.
Right, well, I guess I can't kill him now. I'll just grumble and stumble out, stagger out of the room, pissed off.
So then with like a flash of ice in the hallway outside, Ulfric appears. What is the meaning of this? Unhand my apprentice.
We're questioning your boy.
No one has handled your apprentice.
I look at Cirque's hand, or Argast's hand on the apprentice on his shoulder.
And as he says that, the hand that's on his shoulder that's squeezed, I'll just kind of like pat the boy on the back relatively hard,
Yeah, he'll
like
stumble
3
forward.
times. And then after I pat him on the back 3 times, I'll be just kind of turn and look at Elfric and be like, what?
Karas, what did you tell them? And the apprentice is like, nothing. I was just talking to them. They asked about the ritual.
And I'll say, that's right, he told us nothing, kind of turn to the boy and in a kind of obvious way wink to him, which Elfric will surely see.
Karas, you'll come with me now. So he goes to move towards towards Ulfric.
As they leave, once they leave, they're like, oh, it would appear that we got the boy in trouble.
So yeah, as they're walking down the corridor, you see Karas, the apprentice, look over his shoulder with his look of absolute terror on his face.
Excellent. Good. Fuck.
You know, if
I believe he said something about ripping out fingernails.
if Elfric is outside of his lab, wouldn't this be a good time for us to be there?
If you find use in such things.
Well, we might find use in his room if he's not there to watch over it.
Maybe we can find something of interest in this study. But we have to go down those accursed stairs again. Damn giants. No offense to Aragast and Cirque.
So you guys going back downstairs?
It's okay, Knock. I know a shortcut for you. And I'll gesture towards one of the windows.
Well, I guess I'd like to check this room out a little bit more before we leave, just to see if he was studying the ritual and such. And I don't speak Elven, but if I can make anything out that might make sense to me, I'd go for it.
Well, if there's notation on the ritual, I have comprehend languages is not only in my spell book, but we have the scroll of it right now that I could just use. And I don't speak Elf, but I could do that.
Seems worthwhile.
Yeah. So yeah.
If you would like to feed
Tostig's going out into the hallway, leaning against the wall, arms folded, just waiting.
All right. So I'll burn that scroll, and and I will look through his notes and see if there's anything of note to be learned.
So it's kind of like a diary, and a lot of it is him having quite a bad time at the hands of this master, like making a very minor mistake and being very heavily punished for it. Um, Seemingly, the teaching method is mostly punishment, very little encouragement.
So as I'm reading through it, it seems like 50 Shades of Ulfric. Oh my.
But yeah, there's notes on like his progress in necromancy, and notes on how he kind of misses home a little bit, but very little useful information.
He's a sad schoolboy. This Karis is all that there is to be found.
You do notice, if you read the whole thing, a mention where he says, the Masters Cabal are coming to assist with the ritual. And it's dated a while ago.
So they've tried before, maybe. But there's no notes about the outcome of this.
No.
When you say a while ago, how long ago do you mean? Like
just
3
over
days ago, or like fucking years ago, or
just over a month ago.
okay. Don't know what to make of that.
Perhaps no one's actually coming. Perhaps they don't exist to aid him any longer.
So while my comprehend languages is still active, I don't know what the duration on the spell is actually. I could always renew it with the virtual casting version of it. But if there's any books in the study that are useful that I didn't understand at the time while I still have the spell active, I'll do that as well.
Yes. There is a in the first room. You mean, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The other book that was there is written in, Alfred, and it is a detailing of more necromancy. But it's got a couple of spells in there, high-level necromancy spells. I'll list them later on.
Okay. Yeah. So nothing fully. And didn't that ring actually have some runes on it as well that I didn't quite
It has
understand?
a sigil on it. Yeah.
Sigil. Well, I don't know if it's a linguistic thing. I'll just look at it real quick and just see. Maybe.
You recognize the symbol to be the burning spear of Nuada, who is a Kaldalfr god.
Well, I would like to think that no one would be foolish enough to guard a cursed item with a trap. But you never know. I'm just gonna put it on. I'm going to risk it.
You don't feel any immediate changes, but it's definitely magical. So I guess you got to figure out what it does.
Yeah, I'll kind of jump around, move around. The ring? Of course, the ring.
What the hell is wrong with that clown?
You hear all of a sudden shouting coming from the bottom of the stairs, shouting for Osvalder.
Shouting for me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shouting.
those wolf blokes.
Do any of us recognize the voice?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably would. It's Ranek. He's one of the Blood Claws.
Oh, okay, we'll go. What is it, Reddick?
Quick to the entrance, quick! The elves, quick!
Let's go.
Okay.
And rather than running straight to the entrance, can we get to a vantage point from above where we can see down to the entrance?
Yeah, like a window.
Yeah, like a window
That'd be great.
of one of the higher floors.
Exactly.
Yeah, so on this floor, if you go to the other end of the corridor, there'd be a window you can look down.
Let's do that first.
Alright, so looking out, you see a scene of carnage. There are 5 Kaldalfr that have arrived. 4 of them wearing robes. 1 has 2 swords. And the Blood Claws clearly have engaged them. And currently, Kirill is standing there, and he's holding his shield and his axe, and he's looking terrified, and the rest of them are dead, apart from Ranek, who came to find you.
What the fuck?
Didn't you tell them not to engage?
They were told not to engage.
They were
So
told
maybe
that
the elves
the elves
engaged.
must have attacked them.
How
Well,
far
so-
away are we from these elves?
You're 2
this
floors
one?
up,
So what's that? Maybe 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet?
much more, like 100 feet.
100 feet? Oh yeah, it's a giant castle.
Giant
sorry.
castle, yeah.
100 feet. Okay.
So does it clearly look like the elves were the aggressor in this conflict, and our
It's kind
guys
of
are
hard,
just
hard to
pulling
tell.
back?
Like you see, that basically, like 4 of the Blood Claw bodies are in a line in front of this elf with the 2 swords, and he's clearly made very short work of them. You can see Kirill is like very nervously standing there with his shield raised and stuff, and the Kaldalfr just like flicks a bit of blood off one of his swords, and arms down, not even concerned, is advancing towards him.
Call down. What's the meaning of this?
But he looks up. Doesn't really see where you are.
We had an agreement with Ulfric, I thought.
These creatures attacked us.
Bullshit. Lies.
I think the agreement is off.
They would not let us pass. I will not be spoken to so by a human.
You'll die for your treachery, elf. I gotta check a range on some spells here.
Yeah.
So are the other elves anywhere near this guy?
Yeah, so there's 4 of them in robes behind him, and they're probably about 10 feet behind him.
Is
that was an attacking
Elfric
range.
down there as well?
No, Ulfric is not there.
Not within attacking range.
What was the name of our guy who's still standing with shield?
Right.
up?
Kirill, K-Y-O-L,
I'll
and
shut
Ranek
up down to
is still alive as well.
Girl, did you attack them?
No!
The 3 elves standing behind him, are they kind of standing next to each other within?
4 of them. Yeah, they're all standing next to each other.
I would have cast Crown Madness on one of them.
Okay.
I'm at this point, I'm gonna start it off with a nice fireball.
That's an excellent opening.
Opening volley.
So let's do initiative.
You want initiative? What the hell?
Have I declared my action?
You guys will get to
Yes.
go, but I just want to get the initiative down.
Anyway.
God damn it.
Initiative, anyway.
Alright, let me put that in the chatty chat.
Yeah, please. You say 20, Ian?
I wish. I want 10.
Okay.
10 for me too.
Science just really suck at this. Every time.
Fail.
Giants are slower. It's no big deal.
They do it slower.
I didn't want to take an action anyhow.
Actions are so lame. Inaction is the new action.
Alright, so the Kaldalfr will actually act first. So the one in front with the swords is just going to walk towards Kirill, and he is going to feint a high strike. Kirill's going to raise his shield, and then he's just going to stab both of his swords into his torso, pull them out, and kick him down to the ground. And then he'll look in the direction of the window and smile at you guys. The 4 behind immediately begin waving their hands, all of them, and they all double and triple and quadruple. So there's now a gang of them, a huge gang of them, standing there. The one who had attacked Kirill begins to run into the castle, and then it's Tossig's turn.
Huh. That wasn't very nice of him. Bastard. Well, there's nothing I can do ranged really, so I'll go back to the end of the corridor and wait for him to come upstairs. I'll shout for our other guy, whose name I forgot.
He'll get worn out on those stairs, I assure you of that, at least. I chuckle. We just wait for him to come up.
Yeah. I was going to shout to the last of our men to join us. Up the stairs!
That's a Rannoch.
Rannoch! To us!
Yeah, so Rannoch stops running down the stairs and runs back up to you.
Well, taking a while.
Yeah. Oswalder. Sorry, actually, you guys should have gone first because you declared attacks before we rolled initiative. So, Oswalder and Nock, you can cast your spells.
I was going to cast Crown of Madness on one of those forecast. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he makes a save, is that right? Wisdom?
He makes a wisdom saving throw.
DC?
Bastard. DC, is that L? That's not good. DC 12.
Okay, he rolled a 4, so he fails.
Hey! Excellent. So he is now charmed.
Oh, wow.
And he must use his action before moving on each of his turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than himself that I mentally choose.
Okay, so I'll have him do that on his turn because that should happen first. So I guess whoever's next to him, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and also a dex save for them all, DC 15.
Okay. They fail.
They fail? Sweet. So that's a 23 points of fire damage. Bernie goodness fire damage.
Very nice. So he attacked the guy next to him and he hit. He's not a warrior though, so it's not going to do too much, but something.
Maybe enough to disrupt the guy's spell, maybe?
So they would have cast then on their turn. But that guy's not going to cast anything because he's charmed.
Cool.
So 3 of them now have cast spells. One of them is kind of gone berserk. So then it's your turn, Asolde.
Well, I have to concentrate on this and maintain it.
Okay.
So I'll have him attack the one again.
Okay, sure. I missed this then.
You still get a ranged...
He gets to make a wisdom saving throw at the end of each of his turns, too, so...
Okay.
You would still get a ranged attack, whose concentration is just a bonus action to maintain as well, so...
No, it says that I must use my action. Let me just double check that, but I think...
Okay.
Yeah, I must use my action to maintain control.
Okay, alright.
He fails to save again. Then
I'll
it's
just
Nock's
have him
turn?
continually attacking that other guy anyway.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so you're saying it's my turn?
Yep.
Alright, so... Let's see. Spells, third level spells running slow here. They're still... Well, and then they split off and clustered?
No, so the fighter, the warrior, has run forward, but the rest of them are still standing next to each other.
And did all the ones that were going to drop their spell, cast their spell in, that happened as per what we said?
Yeah, pretty much like basically you guys went first, but then they cast their spells.
Okay.
So 3 of them have mirror image.
Okay, well then, I'm going to use that scroll of fireball that we found.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I cast that, all their mirrored images will be dissipated because they've all been hit by a narrative effect, unless the rule additions changed. So that works out well. 15, 16, 17, 21, 24, 25 points and a DC 15 save again.
Okay. And they fail again. God damn it.
Sweet. So they can just burn, bitches.
All right, so Nock is just standing up there going, throwing fireballs down. The second fireball winks out all of the mirror images that they summoned, and they look very displeased with that situation. Then it's Zerg's turn.
I laugh heartily. I'm beginning to like you, dwarf.
I have some tricks.
Yeah, Zerg, it's your turn.
What if the other elf? Where is he during this matter?
So he's running towards the entrance to the castle. So if you can imagine, you're looking out the window, he's probably like like 100 feet down from you.
Oh, wait. You said it's 100 feet down? That is important for me to know.
Mhm.
Okay.
I think I see where this is going. Aragast.
All right, so I wasn't really looking out the window, but I kind of got what was going on by the actions of my comrades.
Mhm.
So I can tell that shit has kind of gone bad, and I'm going to try to double move it back down to the second floor.
Okay, if you want to give me
Go
like
as far as I can.
an athletics, you can try and like leap some of the stairs and stuff, and you'll get there quicker.
Sounds awesome. That would be a 22.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you're like you get to the first step and you like Hulk style, you know.
Ride my
might-
shield
might
down.
be- Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So you're getting them pretty quick. Back to the Kaldalfr, the fighter continues running towards the inside, and the casters will move forward as well. You notice that they seem to move, except for one of them, they seem to move in unison. And even when they're casting spells, they seem to do it as a group. And they're pretty nervous now about the seemingly relentless fireballs coming from the window. So two of them will look up in that direction, and they will fire eldritch blasts in the direction of Nock.
Good luck hitting him. He's tiny.
He is tiny. Yeah.
Tiny, and I have like ledges probably around me using cover.
Yeah, I'm going to give you cover. I'm not sure how it works. It's
Probably
plus 19,
disadvantage.
Are you giving him 3/4 cover, half cover?
right? Half cover.
So is it half cover? Would that be just disadvantage to the roll?
I think it's plus to your AC, is it?
Yeah, I believe it's +2.
Okay. I'll take what I can get.
So what is your AC normally?
Alright, so my AC normally would be. So it would be a 12, so it would be a 14 because I have probably not applied Mage Armor yet.
So
I think you might get better advantage than that.
that's a crit.
Well, that's gonna hit anyway.
That's a miss.
Does he have half cover? He has a +2. You're right. Damn,
Yeah.
good.
Okay, so it's a lot. So they shot 3 blasts each, and 4 of those hit.
So the crit, I'm going to use Lucky to have him re-roll that.
Okay, that's a good idea. And he misses. Okay, so 3 of them hit.
Huzzah. I'll take that trade.
So you said they fired 3 times and they hit 4? What?
They fire 3 times each.
Shit.
Eldritch blast.
Oh, yes, that's right. It gets multiple
Yeah.
bolts. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a lot. It's 10, 15, plus 9, 24.
24. Alright, that'll drop me.
All right, so these two look in your direction, and they both just like simultaneously do the same movement, and they both just like fire 3 bolts each. 2 of them smack into the cover, but no, 3 of them do. Sorry, the other 3 connect, and they knock you 10 foot back as well. And then the other remaining one is going to just move towards the castle. Then it's Tostig's turn. You're muted, buddy.
Thank you. So Aragast went bounding past me, did it, and then started leaping down the stairs.
Yep.
Ah, well. Looks like I have to follow the lunatic. Wait for me, Aragast! I'll start lowering myself down step by step.
Okay, sure. I think the steps were too big for you to attempt a sort of jumping situation to hurt yourself. Oswalder?
So the guy that I hit with my Crown of Madness, he's not standing next to any others anymore, no?
He didn't move, no, I guess because he's under your
So I'm just going to drop the spell because it's going to end anyway if there's nobody beside him for him to attack.
Okay.
And I'm going to, in an unseemly moment, I'm going to go, knock! And I'll run over to him. And oh shit, I think I did take a cure spell, didn't I? In the end?
I think you did in the end there.
Yes, it did. Cure wounds. So I'm going to do a cure wounds on him. What is that? It's a D8 plus my modifier, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
9 points. I rolled max.
Nice. All right, so now
Hey.
you come sputtering back into existence.
Ugh. Bastard.
And for my bonus action, I'm going to give Nock a clap on the shoulder and say, "Let's get him." And I'm going to grant him Bardic Inspiration.
Cool.
Which is a D8 now, Ryan, and you can use that for armor class or damage rolls as well, because I'm a Valor Bard.
For all the goodies. Nice.
Knock, you're next.
All right. Well, pissed. I'm going to run to the window. So, are these casters still in a cluster?
Two of them are. One is behind and one is in front.
What's the radius? Are they around?
So the two. So the one at the back is probably 30 feet from the rest, and the two that moved are another 10 feet further from the one in front.
Okay. Alright, I'm trying to think of what would not do. So, what I'm thinking of doing to buy us some time here, I'm going to cast a web spell that should encapsulate 3 of them because it's a 20-foot radius. Well, yeah. So yeah, that's a dex save for the 3.
Okay. What's the DC?
DC 15.
Okay, one of them makes it, the other two don't.
Okay, the one that made it, I'm going to see the fates of where he jumps to get free, and send a tendril out to just grab him and grasp him and hold him tight. Seeing this in my augurs in the morning, and so he made a 6 was his goal.
Okay, so then he fails.
So, yeah.
All right, so they are grasped by sort of silky webs, and they're unable to move, right?
And they are now restrained.
Okay.
All right.
Very nice. Sirg.
Oh, and I'm taking more cover and precaution now that I know that they have that in their toolkit.
Okay. The other elf is still on his way, right?
So the fighter is pretty much directly beneath. The other one is the other mage is slightly behind him.
I mean, the mage that is the master of this tower. He was heading down there, correct?
Well, he got his apprentice, and then he was going down and look towards his lab.
Okay. It doesn't appear that they're going to be stopping this anytime soon. Very well. And Sirg is going to pull his greatsword. I suppose it's time to enter the fray.
Okay.
Oh, bad decision time now. Okay. So I'm going to take a little bit of the pain out of this one. I'm going to Misty Step 30 feet out the window and down, and then I'm just going to drop sword point down on the first thing to come forward.
Like, yes. All right, you can have inspiration for that. That's incredibly exciting. So you teleport out and begin to like plummet downwards. So you're trying to hit this fighter, I guess, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
Let's see here.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
That is 22 to hit.
Yes. Okay, so it'll be your damage plus like 60.
76, right?
76. Yeah.
Yeah, 7 because the fall.
You beautiful bastard.
There's 6.
Just screaming,
I'm
fuck hell!
7.
Definitely writing a poem about this.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get cold damage. Alright.
I'll call it the Siege of Ymri.
So 11d6 plus 5 plus a d6 of cold damage. Here we go.
Oh my.
see. Let me bunch it by tens real quick here. 30. 44, 49 damage plus 6 points, or excuse me, 5 points of cold damage.
Okay. So that's just way too cool. So he's dead. Yeah. So you leap out this window. I guess teleport out the window and begin to fall. And he's not even looking. He doesn't even notice what's going on. He's like sprinting towards the door, and out of nowhere, you just splat sword right through the back of his neck, down through his spine. You smash into the ground as well, but he is just fucking paste. He's gone.
Just because I lagged out.
Sirk appears to be tired and like, he hasn't slept in the past day because he's been contemplating committing, ultimate heresy against his chosen god. So this whole thing seems like a hassle to him. Like, he just casually misty stepped out the window, sword down, hits the ground, and he goes, "Who's next?" And just kind of like wriggles the corpse off the sword, wheels it back around, and gets into stance.
So you will have to take that falling damage though.
Yep.
Which is like 76, right?
Yep.
I had lagged out there for a bit and disconnected. Who did he attack? Was that the sword guy or one of the mages?
The sword guy.
Cool. I clapped Knock on the shoulder. That's my uncle.
All right, it's going to be 34 points.
All right, I lived.
Yeah, so the casters are absolutely just stunned by what just happened. They're not expecting this at all. Some terrifying half-giant to leap out the window, fall 100 feet, and just crush their bodyguard, someone who just single-handedly killed like 8 warriors without breaking a sweat, and he's gone. Very, very cool.
Hoping they remain stunned for another round so I can heal up.
Yeah. Aragast, you're next.
All right, just
Come on, don't let him outdo you. Don't look like a punk.
Yeah. You jump out of something too.
All right. Just kind of a side note, so I made it down to the second floor, and none of them have really made it up to the bottom of the next flight of stairs, so I don't see anybody.
No.
All right, and then back when we were in the Ymir's room, was there any furniture or anything in the room, or was it just the giants?
It was just the giants.
Okay. And was there any furniture in like any of the rooms leading up to it or anything like that?
Sure, yeah.
All right, then basically what I'm going to do, not seeing anyone, still kind of pissed off at Elfric for what seems like his betrayal, I'm just going to grab whatever like wooden furniture I can, and just grab it, drag it, carry it, whatever, into the magical room, and just start breaking that shit on the ice statue, just yelling Elfric, trying to get his attention.
Okay.
Just kind of in a rage.
So he'll come out immediately and be like, "What are you doing? What's happening?"
I'll be like, "What is this betrayal?" And as I do, I'll just like grab this bench and just smash it against the statue.
Calm yourself. What are you talking about?
And I look like I'm completely just out of my mind, just smashing pieces of like wooden bunks and furniture against the ice statues. Just like I look like I'm kind of going crazy in a fit of rage, but like in the back of my mind, I'm like, just come into the room.
It's like, what? What's the issue? Explain to me what's happening.
Your men, these Kaldalfr, have just came and slain our men with no provocation. I thought they were here just to do your ritual, not to kill anyone in their path.
So you see his face just drop, and like a cold rage form in his face, and with like a wave of his hand, he like disappears, and the guys outside will see him appear, where the casters are, and with another wave of his hand, they will all just fall to their knees. You idiots! Centuries of work! And they're just like,
Looks like somebody's getting force choked.
How could you?
Is this how you honor your agreement?
This was not my intent. These idiots have disobeyed my direct orders.
The honor of the Kaldalfr is apparent.
And just know, you mages, that there is more arcane might where that all came from. Much bravado, because a lot of my more powerful spells are run down right now.
It's like leaning out from behind the corner, like, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Is there enough time to sneak in a lay on hands on myself?
Sure, yeah.
Be like, yeah, heal.
I'll say we're out of combat for now, anyway. And he is just furious. He is like seriously shaking with anger. And he is. These guys seem to be in agony. The casters, who are all on their knees.
And still webbed. I have not dropped web spell.
And if he's still outside, I'll just keep on pulling furniture into the room and smashing it against the statues. Not like I'm trying to like break ice off of them, but just like I'm trying to break shit.
Right. Yeah.
Although in the back of my mind, I'm accumulating clutter in the room that is burnable.
Well, and Tostig's just carrying on down the stairs, punctuating each drop with a bastard.
So,
eventually it'll reach where Aragast is.
Yeah.
And if Tostig reaches me, I'll say to him, grab me something else to break.
Why? What are you doing?
Ulfric will call up to you and he will say, this is not my intent. They were supposed to come here peacefully. We're supposed to take care of this ritual.
So he comes up to me. When he comes up to me, I'm going to try to grapple him.
Oh, he's outside still.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Kaldalfr knoweth peace.
We have a reputation, that is true, but I'm not an idiot. I did not want this to happen. These agents of mine clearly did not understand the plan. I gave them direct orders, they disobeyed them. They will be severely punished. The ritual can still go ahead. We will get Ymir out of here, and we'll be gone.
7 of my men lie dead on the snow around you. How severe will they be punished?
With death.
I wish to witness this.
That's not a problem. Long and agonizing, I will make it. But first we need to complete this ritual.
He doesn't really know how to motivate people now, does he?
Seer kind of wheels his sword around, sheaths it, he goes, oh, it was a big misunderstanding. And he pulls out his knife and slices off the ear, and he like watches them as he puts it and attaches it to the next to the 4 ears he's collected so far onto his necklace.
So Ulfric, you can see him like snarl and then just
Don't forget to check his gear, Uncle!
Oh, I intend to claim my prizes. He's just going to start pulling weapons off the corpse, and then, like, once the corpse has just been picked clean, just throw it in the river or off the bridge.
You have slain Karandras, a famous champion of the Kaldalfr. That is no small feat.
Former champion.
Then I expect that you should ask my own name. I am Sirg Bastard Born.
I'll remember it.
I expect so. And he'll turn and walk into the gates.
So
that's my uncle.
Now that I'm out of view, I'm going to greedily look at my finds.
Yeah, so there's 2 exquisite blades. Like, they look sharp enough to cut the air. They make that ridiculous movie noise where they're like
swooshing.
It's not a noise that swords actually make, but these do. So they're extremely valuable and extremely well made. Ulfric outside is going to dispel your web, and then he's going to walk up to these 2 and backhand them both. And the other one who was Crown of Madness, him too. So he'll get the four of them, and he will say to you, "I will complete the ritual as soon as possible. When that is done, these acolytes will suffer terribly at my hands, or yours if you prefer, and then I'll be gone." Are these terms acceptable?
Not sure we can count you for your word.
Yeah, who's actually down there who can hear him?
Asvalder and
Just
Nock
Zerg?
are still there, and Zerg can still hear them, yeah.
Well, what other choice do we have at this point?
Exactly.
I say to the group, not to him.
I'll say it to him. It looks like we have little choice.
It is a shame that these relations were soured. I thought we could get through this without bloodshed.
Yes, I was working on penning a peace treaty.
So he'll bring these guys in or whatever, and they'll go to the chamber with Ymri, so I guess you guys will go there too. And see all the smashed furniture, and he'll just kind of shake his head confused, and then usher them into his lab. And he says, "We need to prepare. We'll begin the ritual in 1 hour."
Well enough, well enough. And I said about having a short rest so that I can heal. Would you mind entertaining me, Oswalder?
So you guys get a short rest in while they prepare, and then they walk into the room with Ymir.
Yeah, I mean, I can do a song of rest to add an extra d6 to any healing if anybody spends hit dice.
I'm going to spend one.
Yeah.
So you get an extra d6 with that.
Sweet. Alright, let's see. Let's try what 3 of my hit dice look like. 12, not bad.
So you get an extra d6 as well.
Yeah, or so 2 of my hit dice and 1 of the bonus. So that's 12. Alright, and then I'll spend another. Nice. I'll take that.
So these guys eventually then come into the room, and they spread out in a pattern. You see that they are pouring salt and stuff on the ground in a sort of geometric pattern, lighting candles at certain ley lines and stuff like that. It's definitely very ritualistic. Even it looks like Nock, you don't do magic this way usually. It's very kind of arcane and very sort of mysterious, you know.
Yeah, I'll
a lot of
observe very
ceremony.
closely. Yeah, I'll definitely. I do some ritual casting, so I imagine it's a little similar. I'm going to watch very closely to see what I can learn. But very importantly, I'm staying the hell out of the room with there's anti-magic and.
Yeah, so they do all this stuff, and you have the 4 guys, and they're standing in almost a square formation, and Ulfric is in the middle, and he takes out a dagger and begins to trace his way around the circle, and then he kind of waves his hands and stuff, and the rest join him, and they chant, and then he stabs himself in the stomach, but there's no wound or anything. The other 4 feel the wound immediately, and they fall to the ground and begin to rot away very, very quickly until they're skeletons. And you see the runes on the top begin to erase. Then Ulfric will place the dagger on the ground, and he will begin to chant for a very long time. He's going to be chanting, or he begins chanting very quietly in a language that is Alfred, and no one speaks Alfred, right?
I just speak the Elven of the South.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's calling on the weave and old gods and that kind of thing to bless this ritual and stuff like that. That's what you can gather from it. But yeah, the runes erase, and eventually the place begins to shake a little bit.
I'm going to circle the room and sit where I've carefully hidden the hand axe.
Yeah. Some cracks begin to appear in the ice, but he doesn't look concerned about it, and he continues the ritual. Yeah, the shaking gets more and more intense. After about half an hour of chanting, his voice is hoarse from it. He's kind of reaching a crescendo. He's shouting now. The rumbling is very noticeable. And the bottom of the ice disconnects from the ground, and the top disconnects from the ceiling and starts to crunch in a little bit.
I light a torch.
Okay. Ymir, inside, his eyes widen, and he begins to look somewhat concerned.
I retrieve the axe.
Continuing, Ymir begins to look very concerned, and he calls out to you. He says, "Stop him!"
He calls out to us
Yes.
to stop Zerg.
No, to stop the elf.
Oh, Ymir calls out to us,
Yes.
not Elfric. I'll call Grimfeather down to snatch the dagger that he set on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, so the owl, I guess this is probably all going to happen at once, right? Because you're all going to do something.
Yeah.
So it's best to... So at the same time, I guess, Sir's going to throw a hand axe. You're going to throw the torch on the burning furniture, and Grimfeather's going to snatch the dagger. I like it.
And if Grimfeather gets the dagger, he's basically commanded to leave the room with it.
Okay.
Yeah, Sarg is going to throw a hand axe at the you're throwing it at, what's that, Ulfric, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'll do is, those acolytes, or whatever they're called, yeah, they're kind of gathered around.
They
rotted.
He killed them in the ritual. Yeah.
Kaldalfr there, sorry.
No problem. They were killed in the ritual.
Cool, so I will kind of charge towards him then once the axe flies, and I'm going to blast him with a thunder wave.
Nice. Very cool. All right, so let's get going. So, Sirg, you throw first.
Okay. Sirg is going to mutter an old prayer as he releases the axe. It's Old Norse that's almost forgotten, and it's just the simple phrase of "Odin, forgive me," as he releases the axe, because he knows that what he's about to do is complete heresy.
Mm-hmm.
That is an 18 to hit.
Okay, that's going to hit him. The axe thuds into his back. He goes, "Oh!" And the ritual is interrupted, and that's all it takes for...
It's 13 points of damage, if it matters.
If it was 1, that's all it takes. And he stumbles for a second, and he just looks around to you with like this look of incredulity, and he just says, "What have you done?"
Just as I'm running up in his fucking face.
Yeah, so go ahead and give me an attack.
Oh, well, it's a thunder wave, so he rolls a Constitution save.
Okay, sure. The 12.
That is the DC for my spell, too. So he's only going to take half damage, he's not going to get knocked back.
Okay.
And I got to look up that damage again. Hold on, sorry, I forgot. I think it's 2D something, I don't know. 2D10 maybe.
It's like 2d8, I think,
2d8,
something like that. It's not very impressive.
2D8 sounds good. So, and he's going to take it out. Where's my fucking... There we go. I rolled an 8 and a 3, so that's 11.
Okay, so he gets smashed by a thunder wave as well, and he just has this look of terror on his face. And then the ice. So go ahead.
Action. Just for a bonus action, I'll add Bardic Inspiration to knock again.
Okay. The ice smashes, and Ymir and his bodyguards stand there. And Ymir looks in the direction of the Kaldalfr and points, and he flies up into the air, and then he just goes, and he is crushed into a minuscule cube and no longer exists.
And I'll call to Ymir and Jotun and say, Ymir, as Bagba foresaw in her prophecies, you are free.
He says, "You have shown great trust in me, and it will not be forgotten." But Seer, you immediately feel your connection to the divine vanish, and the tattoo that you have on your chest the ink begins to bleed out, and it turns into a raven of ink, and then it floats away. And he says, "You have performed a great sacrifice for me, Sir Bastardborn. You have abandoned your oath and service to the hated Allfather."
I have not abandoned my oath. I have fulfilled it. Through heresy or not, the Alfir shall die.
It's an honorable and valuable oath. It's one that I myself have sworn. If you so wish, I would have you serve me. All of you, if you wish.
Seems like we changed things left and right. A giant, a skin changer. Why not?
Wasn't the agreement that he would take all the giants and fuck off?
It was.
Right. Serve you where?
Here on Midgard.
In what capacity?
Right.
Presuming.
The Elfir must be destroyed. Their corruption and their taint is dangerous. Even your human gods know this. They are getting emboldened. And they are doing many things in the world that are very dangerous. The ritual that he was going to cast would have taken my divinity from me and given it to the Thane.
Well, that's interesting to know now.
And what of when they are gone? Do you intend to withhold your oath?
I cannot say. I will retreat to Jotunheim, but my sons, I do not know what they will do.
Well,
Then it is as you promised. My oath still continues even now when I am but a mere man again. I will serve you. And Sirg will offer his sword.
So he'll reach down and just put a gigantic finger on your forehead, and you will feel like an influx of energy, and your skin will turn bluer than it is already, and your hair will whiten. And say, "Sirg, Bastardborn, you are now a servant of Ymir. You have come home to your people."
So what is it that you wish us in your service to accomplish, other than fighting these elven foes? What else would you require of us?
For now, I will relinquish this place to you as a reward for your service. I will go with the Jotun deep into the mountains, and there we will discuss what is to come next. When I need you, I will send for you. Be prepared.
and our people, the men of the north, you will not wage war against them?
I have no problem with humans.
And I will serve you to rid the world of the Kaldalfr.
We are partway into the muck and the mire of this conflict. We may as well see ourselves all the way deep. I will serve.
I will try to speak with Odin, now that I am free. This threat affects all of us, even your Aesir and Vanir. There's a chance that we could salvage some sort of peace.
Perhaps we can give news to the men of the north of this deal and of your oath and of your honor of that oath here today.
Yes, a group of us, giants and humans alike, perhaps are best to be your emissaries.
Quite so. Now that I'm free, there can only be one outcome, and that is total war. The Elfir will increase their operations. They will become more and more bold. Without me and the Jotun, they had a much better chance of victory. We have struck a blow today. They will come here in large numbers, I know this. I can leave Ranulf here, if you like.
Having an ally in tow would not hurt, certainly, since many of our own allies have fallen to the Alfir as they had arrived.
So Ranulph steps forward. He's the guy on his right, and he's a full-size Jotun. He's covered in this ridiculously ornate golden armor. And he just nods his head. He says, Ranulph will stay here and hopefully assist you if the Alpha come, and I think that they will. I need to gather my sons and make counsel with them.
I look up to him. You will occasionally carry me down the stairs when I need it? Or up?
So he kind of looks at you for a second and narrows his eyes and he goes, yes, of course.
I can magic my way up, but see, it's such a pain in the ass.
So he like stretches like, oh, it is good to be free. I need to go run outside.
Yes, just take it easy on the interior on your way out.
So he
I
waves
would
a
take
hand.
weapons as well. The Kaldalfr are devious, if nothing else. I wouldn't be surprised if there were more outside the castle now.
If there are, I will take care of them.
Oh, I also want to pick through the magely dead.
The spoils are yours.
Speaking of which, Seerg will go over to the corpse and drop down the 2 swords that are too small for him. I found these on their champion, and he'll spit.
Yes, we do not use the arms of our enemy. Well, these swords were crafted in Svartalfheim. They're extremely well made. However, they're Kaldalfr weapons. And he crunches his hand, and they just crush into a little tiny cube.
Okay, all this time, Tostig's just been standing watching what's going on. He was rather taken aback by the attack on the Kaldalfr, and he's just been, whoa, what's going on? And then he's all his life he's been skeptical about gods and such things. But now he's coming to realise that perhaps he's been wrong, he's been the odd one out, and that there is truth and there is some honour amongst the gods. So he will step forward, draw his sword, and said, "My right arm, my sword arm is with you, Ymri. I will take your call."
But it's unanimous. You will be my servants. No, not servants. Agents. Heroes. Heroes is a much better ring to it, I think. And he waves his hand, and you kind of change appearance a little bit. Your skin goes blue.
All of us?
All of you, yeah.
And we have white hats. And we're going, la 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 la.
Your hair turns white, but you also gain +1 strength and resistance to all cold damage.
We all get
Is that
plus
also
1
affecting
strength.
the giants?
Yeah. It says you are now as Jotun.
Sweet. My strength went from a 4 to a 5.
Mine went from a 20 to a 21.
To say I just hit the 20 mark.
You will serve me well, I think. You have honor about you, and you dealt with this situation well.
Great. Nice.
Sorry, you lagged out there. I didn't catch that. I don't know. Yeah, so he says, I will be on my way. I will muster the Jotun, and we will discuss, and I will be in contact soon. In the meantime, I would look to your defenses. The Alpha will come. Ranulph here is an expert in all matters of war. He will be a valuable resource to you.
Does he know where the armory is?
He does indeed.
Yes, I guess we should make ready for war with the elves, like or not.
Good. I wish to wear the armament of my people. And Seerg will start casting aside his own armor.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Ranulf will craft you an armor worthy of a Jotun.
Looks like you'll get many more of those ears for your collection, sir.
One for every child that was lost.
I will go. We will speak again soon. And thank you for my freedom.
Ymir, I must apologize for having doubt you and your word and your kind.
Yes, well, your human gods have told many lies about us. You will come to see the truth of things.
Even the fates had miscast you. Or maybe not. We will see.
You will indeed. So he starts to leave with the other bodyguard. And that's where we'll leave it.
Quick question for bookkeeping. Is Rannoch the last surviving Bloodclaw?
Yes, he is, yeah.
Okay, I'll erase
No,
that.
there's one more.
Well, we had 9 at the beginning of the session.
Kirill died. He was killed on when he was standing outside.
Oh, the guy who's in servitude.
Yep, we
Oh,
left
yes,
one.
Skander is still around in that farmhouse.
Woohoo! We still have a couple lackeys.
Who's Skander?
I was going to
He's
say
the one you
Scanner's
left
going to
at
be
the
pissed.
farmhouse?
We denied him like honorable death.
Oh, right.
Like all of his friends will be dead, and he got sent home as a child.
Yeah.
And we still have Ragnar and Bjorn, right?
Yeah, they're still there.
Cool. All right.
All right, so thank you for playing, everybody.
Thank you for running.
Nerdic Ryan, Ian Whitey, Fantastic Dimensions, Drop Dice, and Dan Harsh. So thanks for watching, and thanks for playing.